You're listening to the Coconut Avenue Radio and Podcast Network.
Welcome to Out There on the Edge of Everything, the show that examines, helps you understand, and effectively deal with the interesting edges of life. Broadcasting now from the virtual C344 studios overlooking the edge of Coconut Avenue is your host, award-winning and best-selling author, Dr. Stephen Lesavich.
Hi, this is Dr. Stephen Lesavich, Out There on the Edge of Everything. This episode is entitled The New World Paradigm of the Four C's, Co-Creation. In a previous blog post and podcast entitled The New Paradigm of the Four C's, I introduced the four C's of connection, cooperation, collaboration, and co-creation that are the new world paradigm for building meaningful personal and business relationships that shape the present and the future. Then I discussed the first concept of the four C's connection in a blog post and podcast. Next, I discussed the second concept of the four C's, cooperation. Then I discussed the third concept of the four C's, collaboration. In this podcast and the corresponding blog post, I now discuss the final concept of the four C's, co-creation. Co-creation is the highest expression of human partnership. Co-creation is not just working together. Co-creation is becoming creators together. With co-creation, boundaries blur and ideas merge. What emerges is something no single person could have imagined or created alone. Co-creation gives birth to positive results and positive transformations. The original characteristics of co-creation we discussed in the past include collective flow, the feeling of being in sync with everything and everyone, innovation without ego. Co-creation includes the group and the individuals outside the ego, transformation. Both the project and the people evolve and are transformed in a positive way. Positive impact. A co-creative work creates a positive impact in the lives of people who co-create it and in the lives of others. If we look at the concept of co-creation from a deeper point of view, we can add these additional characteristics to the concept of co-creation. Shared ownership of outcomes. Everyone involved feels generally responsible for the result. Success isn't attributed to a single contributor, but to a collective effort. This deepens commitment and increases follow-through. Emergent creativity. Co-creation thrives on ideas that arise because people are working and thinking together, not just sharing pre-existing views. New magical possibilities emerge that none of the individuals could have generated alone. Fluid roles and adaptive leadership. Rather than fixed hierarchies, leadership shifts naturally depending on who has the insight, skill, or energy needed at each moment. This flexibility keeps the group dynamic alive and responsive. Mutual influence. Co-creation amplifies each participant's strengths. Instead of competing for influence with power or force, people lift one another, creating an environment where everyone performs at a higher level than they could or would individually. Co-creation aligns emotional energy, not just tasks, and frees creative risk-taking. Co-creation is about contributing within a shared, safe container or box instead of just contributing in a meeting. Co-creation provides a collective mindset where you stop distinguishing my ideas versus your ideas, leaving only our ideas. In true co-creation, individual contributions are not equal, but they are equitable. In co-creation, the group members bring in their own intuition, lived experiences, and creative instincts that become part of the shared co-created intelligence. The energetic signature of co-creation is coherence. Coherence is a state of being logically connected and consistent, where all parts fit together to form a unified whole. Coherence is that mystical sense that something larger is guiding a process of collective flow during co-creation. Co-creation is the pinnacle of relational energy, where individuals combine their strengths to produce outcomes none could achieve alone. Co-creation is the natural endpoint and evolution of the 4 C's. The point, the endpoint, where connection, cooperation, and collaboration converge into a powerful, transformative singularity. So how can you practice the concept of co-creation within the framework of the 4 C's in your own life? Consider these 5 things. Number 1, attunement. Co-creation requires a very specific attunement to others and yourself. Attunement is the emotional, energetic, or cognitive state of another person and your own such inner state. When you're attuned, you're not just hearing someone's words, you're sensing their meaning, moods, needs, and intention. And you're adjusting your presence in a way that supports harmony and understanding for co-creation. Number 2, exploratory communication. Co-creation uses exploratory communications. Co-creation thrives when communication is exploratory instead of transactional. Exploratory communication is a style of dialogue where the goal isn't to persuade, defend, or finalize. It is to discover. Number 3, yes and sessions. For 10 to 15 minutes, everyone responds to ideas only with the words yes and gives their positive ideas and positive opinions on a selected topic. Yes and sessions uses spaces including psychological safety inside a safe group container where there is no judgment of ideas. Yes and sessions unlock unexpected, positive, creative ideas and new positive, creative directions. Let me give you an example of a yes and session. Suppose your company manufactures something and you are going to pivot towards using 3D printing. With a yes and session, someone would say, yes and we're going to produce our new parts with 3D printing. And someone else may say, yes and I think we need at least 10 new 3D printers. And someone else may say, yes and I've seen 3D printers with a conveyor belt that after the part is printed, they fall on a conveyor belt and they drop into a box. You get the idea. Number 4, diverge, converge, integrate. Diverge first, where everyone shares ideas freely, such as yes and sessions, with no analysis and no critiques. Then converge, where you together identify what feels energizing, what feels essential, what ideas and insights should be used moving forward. Finally, integrate. Combine the strongest pieces. The co-creation result is a hybrid that no one could have invented alone. Number 5, reflect and repeat. After any co-creative effort, do a brief reflection. Ask questions such as, what energies or insights emerged? What felt clear, unclear, or revealing? What is our final co-creative ideas and insights? Co-creation is iterative. Reflection strengthens the loop for future co-creation, reflect and repeat cycles. Participating in and embracing co-creation within the framework of the 4 C's creates a positive impact in your own life and those you co-create with. Till next time, I'm Dr. Stephen Lesavich, out there on the edge of everything. Let me know how I can co-create with you.
You have been listening to Out There on the Edge of Everything, the show that examines, helps you understand, and effectively deal with the interesting edges of life. For more information on your host, Dr. Stephen Lesavich, please visit slesavich.com. For more information on prior and future shows, please visit coconutavenueradio.net.
This is the Coconut Avenue Radio and Podcast Network.